All right. Welcome back to part 2 of making AI videos. Let's get into it. So last video, basically I was rendering out some different scenes using HeyGen. I created a script and then I was able to get all these different looks using HeyGen. And the whole reason we wanted to use HeyGen for, image to video was because we could use the Avatar 3 engine, and then of course you could render that out as many times as you want. And if you use the Avatar 4 engine, it would start to eat away at your credits or whatever you have available for you per month. And well, basically what we're doing right here is just being able to put different scenes together, create a hook, and then put a video together. And I'll go ahead and share my screen, and you can basically do this in any video editing software that you like. And again, leave a comment down below. Tell me where you're at with your video editing or exactly what you have going on. So basically what I did was I went to my desktop, put all those downloaded images, and just kind of give them some random names, and now we have them all here, right? So what you want to do is kind of stack them on top of each other, and then they're all the same audio, so you don't have to worry too much about having all the different audio clips. And then the cool thing about this, they're all the same talking parts, so you just switch between clips that you want to use. So what I did was I went ahead and locked out every single channel. I don't need multiple audio because it's the same audio. I'm going to leave that hooked in together. And then this screen up here is like your main output screen. So we want to listen to what it's saying and then be able to link up a video that kind of works with what it is. And then this is about a 30-second video, so it shouldn't take too long to put this together. Now remember, when you're using video editing software, or Adobe Premiere in this case, it's top down. So you see how I have all these different clips right here. The only one that's going to make it to the main preview screen is the one on top. So if I go ahead and mute that, now we have the second one. We have the other zoo keeper, or we had the safari guy, we have the circus, and I did 2 circus guys because then I could switch between the looks and kind of move things around a little bit. And then of course, is there any underneath that? Nope, that's all of them. I thought there was 5. 1, 2. Nah, we're missing one. Hold on 1 second. How could we forget the dog trainer? Or maybe I added it and it got deleted in the mix. We're gonna lock that there, delete the audio track, and then now we have Mr. Dog Trainer over here. All right, so we're just going to cut along to what the audio says, right? So let's listen to it.
Look, I've been in a circus.
We'll take the circus guy and put him up front.
Look, I've been in a circus.
We're going to cut right here. I just hit the C button and now we cut. And then we can move this away so you can see from the beginning, right?
Look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo.
Shift up brings you back to the end of the clip.
Training dogs.
And then we're going to cut here with the C button, hit the V button, and then what was the next line? The next line was at a zoo. We don't need this, right? So let's go back to the top, right?
Look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even on safari. Look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even...
If you want that, you can, if you zoom in, right? You can bring it in sooner. Boom. And then let's go to the end. Let's just see how we could, keep cutting different scenes so we can have, a video that kind of flows, right? So
look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even on safari.
And then now you'll see why I have a close-up of the face, so we can go back to that. And then now we're just keep jumping around, right?
Look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even on safari. And every place has one thing in common.
And then now you get your choose, and you just bounce back and forth for the whole video of different things, whatever works best, right? So we just did the zoo. We can go back to dogs. Now, remember what I was saying in the other video? The little bit of a wag, the little bit of the tail wagging didn't really matter so much. So you didn't even notice it when we did the edit, right? So
look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even on safari. And every place has one thing in common.
And since it's so quick, you really won't notice the tail, right? Zoom in, make sure that we're right next to each clip.
Loud, mess, stuff happening everywhere. Just like your business when leads come in and nobody answers. Missed calls, no follow-up. People go quiet. Here's the deal. It's not the leads.
And then whatever you want to do after that. Let's do the bottom guy. Or back to the dog guy, maybe? I don't know. Just keep it bouncing. Keep it moving.
It's not the leads. When you automate replies, follow-ups, and booking,
There we go. Here's another cool little thing, right? Like you can do some quick little automation. So if I hit this button, right, it selects it, and then you go to the effects control, see the scale right here, you hit a keyframe, and then you jump ahead to the end. And let's say on the scale, you went up to 118 or something like that, and then it puts an automatic keyframe in there. So now we have a little motion to this clip, right?
People go quiet. Here's the deal. It's not the leads. When you automate replies, follow-ups, and book,
And then now we switch to a different guy.
things calm down. When you automate replies, follow-ups, and booking, things calm down fast. If you want your business to stop feeling out of control,
And then we'll go back to the close-up head for the rest of the clip.
go to AIBizInspection.com. I'll show you exactly where
Now we'll get rid of this because we're done with him because we used him enough. And then whatever person, we can go back to the zoo guy or the zookeeper for the end.
you're losing leads. And yes,
There we go. Now let's bring it back up to the top.
look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even on safari. And every place has one thing in common: chaos. Loud, messy, stuff happening everywhere. Just like your business when leads come in and nobody answers. Missed calls, no follow-up. People go quiet. Here's the deal. It's not the leads, it's the system. When you automate replies, follow-ups, and booking, things calm down fast. If you want your business to stop feeling out of control, go to AIBizInspection.com. I'll show you exactly where you're losing leads. And yes, the hat stays on.
Yeah. So check that out. So that's basically a wrap. Like you wouldn't need to do too much more with that, and you could take that information and do whatever you want with it. Okay. So I got super excited with that video, but I realized there was one piece that we would probably want to use. And again, I was using HeyGen to generate all of those, different scenes and me dressed up as something different. And then there'll be other ways to do different image generations that I'll post in other videos. Yet you can still go here, right, and use Suno. Now I've generated a bunch already. So this is another AI for music, and it's SUNO. And basically I'll just take one of these old ones that I use. Let's listen to it. Can you feel it? Can you feel the heat? So what we're going to do is go over here to downloads, MP3s, and then, open up that folder. We're going to go back to our video editing software, and then we're just going to put this on the bottom over here and give it that extra flair so you can hear what's going on. So if you hover around the end, you'll be able to zoom in, right? It's a little loud, so we're going to be able to hear the talking over it. Unlock the track, bring your voice up. And again, the music, we want that pretty low, but like there. And then let's listen to it.
Look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even on safari. Every place has one thing in common: chaos. Loud, messy, stuff happening everywhere. Just like your business when leads come in and nobody answers. Missed calls, no follow-up. People go quiet. Here's the deal. It's not the leads, it's the system. When you automate replies, follow-ups, and booking, things calm down fast. If you want your business to stop feeling out of control, go to AIBizInspection.com. I'll show you exactly where you're losing leads. And yes, the hat stays on.
And there you have it. Add a little bit of music, and now you're ready to rock and roll. And then if you wanted to add some more things to that, we can add those in another video. But basically, that's how you edit it all together. Give yourself some music. You got your talking parts. And, we'll catch you on the next video.
Look, I've been in a circus, training dogs, working at a zoo, and yep, even on safari. And every place has one thing in common: chaos. Loud, messy, stuff happening everywhere. Just like your business when leads come in and nobody answers. Missed calls, no follow-up. People go quiet. Here's the deal. It's not the leads, it's the system. When you automate replies, follow-ups, and booking, things calm down fast. If you want your business to stop feeling out of control, go to AIBizInspection.com. I'll show you exactly where you're losing leads. And yes, the hat stays on.